They're sick people, and they're vicious, violent people. But these are evil, sick people, and we have to rid their cancer.
President Trump signaling an escalation in the war with Iran while at the NATO summit in Turkey. Trump said the ceasefire with Iran is effectively over after a new exchange of strikes in the Persian Gulf. U.S. forces launching retaliatory attacks on more than 80 Iranian targets after Iran was accused of hitting 3 commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran responding with missile and drone strikes targeting U.S. bases in Bahrain and Kuwait. This all comes as nuclear negotiations remain stalled, including limits on Iran's uranium enrichment. Trump today calling it a waste of time dealing with Iranian negotiators. All of this unfolding as the president signals new support for Ukraine's missile defenses and strikes a more conciliatory tone with NATO. Joining us live tonight to discuss is MS Now national security commentator and retired 4-star Army General Barry McCaffrey. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be with you, Joyce.
So, General, first, let's just start with how significant these strikes, this back and forth is and what it means.
Probably not too significant. We're into a low-level exchange of strikes now with the Iranians, but they hold the strategic upper hand. They can hit these, they hit 3 oil tankers today. They can do that from hundreds of miles deep into Iran with either drones or ballistic missiles. And the overwhelming power of the U.S. Navy and Air Force can't guarantee safe transit. So Mr. Trump is stuck with a position where he can't break out of this war. Iran is going to end up, possibly in cooperation with Oman, controlling an international waterway and charging fees for the global traffic that goes through it. In addition, it looks as if Mr. Trump is going to have to almost give up on the notion of effectively ending the Iranian nuclear program. The only way you can do that is to have permanent inspectors from the IAEA on the ground and a cooperative Iranian government. And that Iranian government, we slaughtered most of the supreme leader's family during the opening hours of the war. So again, I think Mr. Trump is incoherent in his explanation of what he's doing.
Meantime, Iran has targeted these U.S. bases in Bahrain and Kuwait, and I'm wondering what you think the immediate risks might be to U.S. troops and assets in the Gulf as this ramps up again.
Well, they're considerable. The U.S. Army THAAD and Patriot batteries are extremely effective. They've dispersed the U.S. force on the ground significantly. Thank God most of our combat power is at sea. The U.S. Navy carriers are well out to sea 100 or more miles, although the Iranians are also trying to attack them in transit also with ballistic missiles unsuccessfully. So I don't think we're pending casualties unless the president orders them to go seize Karg Island, which would make no sense. It's a couple of 100 miles up the Persian Gulf. Marine amphib shipping cannot transit that without being under fire from Iranian missiles, small boats, potentially mines. The 82nd Airborne could parachute into Karg Island and take it, but it'd be a very bloody fight. And to what avail? I mean, you can block the entrance to the Strait of Hormuz. So these threats from the president, to be honest, make no sense at all. He's stuck, and the Iranians think they have him by the throat.
So do you think the U.S. has no leverage then to bring Iran back to negotiations in a meaningful way?
I think we do. Both sides, this war makes no sense. It's an economic disaster for the global community. It's terrible on the Iranian economics, which are coming apart. They depend on oil exports. It's about the only thing they get international currency from. And Trump also reinstituted a ban on Iranian oil sales in the international marketplace. So both sides are like two stumbling drunk fighters. Who's going to go down first? My guess is the political damage to Mr. Trump and his allies supporting this war is going to cause them to cave. That's what the 14 points were. It made no sense. It gave up almost everything to the Iranians, and now they're disputing we own the Strait of Hormuz.
Right. What do you think the next move for the U.S. should be?
We've got to get back to the table. But part of the problem is our negotiating team is a New York City real estate agent and and a son-in-law who's busy making business deals on the side. The Foreign Service has experts on the Middle East, on Iran. We have diplomatic tools that could ease the way back into some temporary agreement. But Mr. Trump keeps stepping on his own negotiators with these vile insults and threats. It's sort of this incoherent approach of what he's trying to do. That's preventing our negotiators from getting some kind of a losing deal. The main point, though, to watch is, do we get control of the Iranian nuclear development process or not? And right now, it doesn't look very promising.
General, we're going to have to leave it there. We so appreciate your time tonight. Thank you so much.
Good to be with you, Joyce.